When starting a new job, it is important to think about how you will communicate any accommodations you may need. Follow along as we talk about things to know when asking for work accommodations. First, let's go over what accommodations are. A work accommodation is any change in the work environment that allows an individual with a disability to enjoy and have the same access to equal employment opportunities. They are usually a change in the way that things are typically done. As an employee, it is your responsibility to tell your employer about your disability. If you know you will need accommodations, you must give reason as to why you are requesting a change or modification. Here are some types of accommodations. Physical or structural. This could be a change to a physical space or building, such as accessible entrances and exits, or accessible desk and office spaces. Scheduling changes. Any change to your work schedule that fits your needs. Job duty accommodations, or technology changes. This could be related to technology or assistive devices needed to perform work tasks and access training materials. When is it best to bring up the conversation about accommodations? It may be challenging to decide when to ask for accommodations, especially if you have never talked about it before with an employer. The Job Accommodation Network, or JAN, recommends an individual disclose their disability and start the conversation regarding accommodations before difficulties at work begin. Next, we will go over some tips to keep in mind when requesting accommodations. Number 1, have open communication. It is important to be honest when talking about accommodations and disclosing your disability. You want your employer to understand why you are requesting specific changes. Make sure to provide information about the nature of your disability, the limitations involved, and how your disability may affect your ability to perform certain job tasks. Number 2, although you want to be open and honest, you also want to keep things as simple as possible. This is to avoid any confusion or oversharing of information that you may not need to disclose. If your employer needs more information or documentation, they will request it. Number 3, it may be wise to put your requests in writing. This is not required by law, but is good to have for your personal records in case an issue arises later. Some employers may have specific paperwork or documentation you are required to complete. Number 4, make sure to talk with someone you trust and that you are comfortable having the conversation with. You may not want to talk directly to your boss or supervisor, and that is okay. In this case, your human resource director can help guide you through the process. Your information will be secure and not shared with other employees. Let's go over some examples of accommodation requests. You might ask for a modified work schedule due to medications or medical treatments. Medical leave request due to surgery or other treatments. Environment modifications. You may request a change in work environment to be moved to a quiet space due to auditory sensitivity or to keep focused. Or you may ask to make existing facility features accessible, such as a desk, parking space, or restrooms. Communication modifications. Depending on your communication and learning needs, you may need to ask for all communication to be written or maybe verbal. Check out these additional resources that provide helpful information on how to go about requesting accommodations and what accommodations you can request. Thank you for following along and learning how to advocate for the support you need.